I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm fucking done. It's too early for this, and I literally took, I think, at least 8 takes, at least. My tea is basically almost done, and I mean literally, my tea. What? I'm eating breakfast. Don't judge me. Yeah. I was watching a video, and the video reminded me of something. Okay. I'm not gonna even lay it out for you because I've laid it out way too many times. I was on the right of the class. The people that had no clue was on the left. I mean, yeah. And the one person that had a clue was in the middle. I saw like someone looking at Miss Baker and looking at someone else. And I think I was like the first one to notice, but I didn't like pay too much mind to it. Um, and I looked at where they were looking, and I was like, "Is that her crotch? Hey, dude, are you looking at her crotch?" And then I noticed her pants are unzipped, and I was like, "Crap." Um, I was thinking about raising my hand. Oh, and her name is Miss B. I'm not going to expose her and say her full name. Oh, and hi, sisters. I forgot to do this. Delicious. Oh no, my tea's warm. Ugh. Yeah, I prefer cold tea. Okay. This is kind of like an ASMR while I'm telling a story. So yeah. And I was thinking about like raising my hand. I was like, no, she's gonna tell me to say that one. Should I do the problem? No, this is the first time learning this, so she's not gonna let me. Should I act like I'm gonna get something and then like tell her? No, or else she's gonna yell at me before I say anything. So the only option was to straight up just stand up, walk to her, and tell her. So I did that. She was like, I was like, this. Your pants are unzipped. And I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna get yelled at. And she was like, oh, thank you. And I said, I think two or one other person knows about your pants. And she was like, oh. She was like, as long as it's not the whole class, it's fine. And I was like, okay. And she said, go sit down out loud so no one suspects. Oh, and when I stood up, everyone was looking at me like, what is going on? Like, huh? What? What? When? How? Who? What? Why? And like one person was like, eh? Like out loud by accident. They were like, they just like pulled out what they were eating because they choked. Yeah, some people like sneak eat during class, and they like when I stood up, because I'm usually like a good kid in class. I don't really like draw too much attention to myself. So when I stood up, everyone was like, and I was like really, really nervous and kind of embarrassed. So and then I sat back down, and then after that day, we never talked about it again. She was like, after class, she was saying, stay after class, I need to talk to you. And she was like, who else knows? And I was like, someone in the middle table, I don't know. I forgot their name. And she was like, oh, did they tell anyone? I was like, no. Didn't have enough time. Did you tell anyone? I was like, no. I didn't tell anyone. She was like, thank you. I was like, no problem. No problem, sister. And she said, no, yes, it is a problem, big problem, because you were nice enough and brave enough to stand up knowing that I could have yelled at you. That took some guts. And she was like, no, sister, I got no guts. I got non-existent guts because I'm literally a twig. It took non-existent brain cells to do that. Because I factored in everything accept the fact that if I fail, I'm gonna get yelled at. And there was always a chance that I would still get yelled at for like noticing. And I didn't want a guy to tell her because I know like the jocks and the bullies in the class would have said, would have said it blatantly and say, Miss B's pants are open or unzipped. I told you, I'm not going to take another take because, honey, no. So I'm going to leave that burp in. And, yeah. And so he doesn't tell anybody or anything. The only other guy that noticed, or other person, because it was a guy, but I'm sorry for drawing attention to your gender. And I literally went to go attack him, and I did this. I walked up to him, grabbed his shirt, brought his face down to where I was because I'm a shorty. And I said, if you tell anyone, I will shove my foot so far up your ass, it will come out your dick. And he was like, okay. And then I like barely kicked his dick, so he knows I'm serious. I would have full blown like kicked his balls if he wouldn't have moved back. It still hurt him though. And then after that, I walked away a little, and then I looked back and gave him a glare, and I was like, you better not. And he nodded his head yes. He was like, okay. And then I watched him for the rest of the day. I was like, and then like for a whole week, I was like suspicious of everyone. I was literally watching everyone, like looking at them, and kind of like trying to like see what they say, because I never got close enough to hear what they said, so I would like kind of try to read their lips, kind of. Okay, yes, I need napkin. Oh, I got a napkin. Okay, there we go. That's the end of it. Bye, guys. Bye, sisters. Okay, the tea's gone. Okay. I forgot what to say. Have a good night, day, evening, afternoon, whatever time you're reading this. Wow, I've gotten so used to saying that. Whatever time you're watching this. Bye-bye. I love you guys. Time for the sexy me to leave. Bye-bye.